All right, let's talk a little bit about Kona. It is a great place for a holiday, but not so much exercising. Last year, there's pictures of you with a big hump on your back, which I know the story that you've told everyone is that you're wearing a camelback, but that's not entirely true.
No, I mean, of course, it sounds logical, but the reality is I forgot to drop my morning clothes bag off, and I panicked a little bit, and I said, what the heck am I going to do? And they were about to shoot the gun, and so I just stuffed it down the back of my shirt, and then the gun went, and I had no choice but to keep going. And so then, it is what it is. So especially because I knew, every now and then there was like a media camera or something. It was kind of embarrassing, so I pretended like I was drinking out of a hose and stuff, but the reality was it was my morning clothes bag. Kept me warm because the first few minutes of the bike were fairly cold, by Kona standards. But by the end, I would say it probably wasn't the smartest decision. My back was a little hot most of the time.
The thing is as well, I understand Matt Chabot swam quite close to you because you were actually holding his woolen scarf.
That's correct, because he forgot to drop his stuff off too.
Did you find that really it slowed you down a little bit in the water?
Totally. I was trying to go by him, but he wouldn't let me go by. So. Right.
So you dropped off your morning clothes bag, and how did the rest of the race pan out after that?
I guess for a first go, it panned out all right. I had an okay run. For me, Kona's always going to be difficult. It's very, very hot. I'm a very heavy sweater. I learned a lot of lessons, and I just want to improve upon those.
Does Aaron put an extra salt into your omelette of the morning of the race just to try and compensate for some of that sweat loss?
See, we missed it that year. Usually, I remember in Texas, for instance, we did that, and we forgot to put the salt in. So I actually think that my run performance kind of was hindered by that.
A lot of people don't know that Kona actually had a shortage of iodized salt that year in Kona. So I guess this year you mentioned before that you're going to take your own over.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm not won't make that mistake ever again. I'll probably even swim with it, to be honest with you, just so I don't lose it.
All right, we are less than 24 hours out from 70.3 World Champs, but for you it's just another race.
I try and approach all races like that, to be honest with you. Just, when you swim like me, you sort of, you're going to be on your own probably most of the way, so that's sort of how I have to approach it. And so I'm just going to try and minimize my losses in the water and then hold the absolute highest power I can hold and hope that I can still run well. And then, try and push myself to a new limit on the second half of the run. I
did turn up unannounced, and I noticed that you answered the door in a towel, which I found that you're quite comfortable about. But you did say that you'd been waterboarding yourself in the shower just to prepare yourself for the surf swim. Do you think you're going to cope all right with that?
Yeah, definitely. That is definitely what I have been doing. And, it's a totally new experience, so I can't really say much about it. The best that I could do was basically hit myself with some water, and I've been putting my head under the drain a little bit, like when I was brushing my teeth, and just trying to take in as much water and make myself, hypoxic and all those things as much as possible, because, that's probably what will happen. Also, I've had Aaron actually in the pool swimming with sort of like a shark suit on next to me, just in case I have a few close encounters and I don't want to panic too much, because it's a race. I can't just stop swimming just because there's sharks and stuff around. So
at least as well, when you're taking on the water, you're also supplementing that loss in salt, which you said before. You're quite a heavy
sweater. I'll probably towards the end of the swim take at least 3 or 4 gulps, just intentionally, just to make sure that I got all my electrolytes in check.
Yeah.
And then maybe even I might even put a water bottle actually in my back again and just kind of fill it up as I'm running out of the water.
Are you planning on checking your morning clothes bag tomorrow, or will you carry it with you just so you have it right there for you?
I have a short memory, so I don't want to make any claims like I'm going to put it in or not put it in. I can only do what I can remember, and obviously history says that I often forget. So I'm going to try. I definitely try and check it.
Will you be carrying anyone else's equipment with you as well? I know Matt Chabot's not racing, but I know that Tim Reed, he couldn't fit everything into his backpack in his last race, and I know he was looking for someone to carry his tracksuit pants.
I'm trying to actually pick up a few things just to sort of keep me warm. It's a little cold here in the morning, so if I can pick up maybe a coat or two, maybe Sebastian's coat or something, then I'll definitely take that with me.
Sebastian has described you as more dangerous than a crab with a set of steak knives. How are you going to go with him? Are you anticipating riding together or trying to get a bit of a distance between yourselves?
I mean, if it happens, it happens. Most definitely, to ride with a three-time world champion, 2-time 70.3 champion would be fantastic. So, I mean, if I find myself, that means if I'm around him, it means I had a good swim. So that would be great to ride with him. But I'm certainly not going to expect to be riding with him.
Well, best of luck tomorrow. I'll be out there trying to do a little bit of coverage, some high-definition text updates, and I'll be rooting for you. I'd love to see you get on the podium there and mix it up for the boys again.
Well, thanks. Appreciate it.
No worries.
Can we have a little bite here?
Are you allowed to?
Absolutely.
They're full gluten.
I need the full gluten?
I couldn't give these away at Boulder 70.3. Are they dairy-free? Are they gluten-free? I'm going to turn out with some trail mix next year. So,
Perfect.
Yeah, let's get in.
All right. You only brought 2?
Yeah.
You know I got a big race tomorrow, right?
What race?
That's a good question.
I thought you were just doing tri-cloth transport tomorrow.
Maybe that is what I'm doing. I told you I have short memory.